Yeah, what stuff do you want to show us? The other possibilities.
See. I don't know if. Let's see what we got. Okay, this is some way out craziness. So this is a square slide.
Okay.
And the beauty of a square slide is you get this kind of thing. Now this is really maybe not appropriate for this, but.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Has like this. Put me back through just amp. So it has a.
Yeah.
It's almost like a sitar guitar.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's too much overkill. There's this.
Interesting.
I don't know if you need that kind of effect on, or I was thinking maybe.
Yeah.
Baseline.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't recorded that guitar bass line part yet. So let's grab what he's doing now.
And is that gonna be another take on the ambient track?
Let's do it as a take on the bass line track.
Got it.
And just amp, I guess.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna just goose up a little distortion. Is that okay?
Yeah, good. I think this was supposed to be.
And could I put a little delay?
Yeah,
just a little bit. Exactly. It's like an envelope.
Yeah. Cool, let's get it.
4 clicks in.
You bet.
Here we go.
Ish?
Yeah, I think that's fun. I think that's cool.
Yep.
Now, with the square slide, I'm wondering about getting another pass of the string doubles. Using that.
The string doubles?
The string, so the string voicings, if you want to just kind of play some...
you mean the ambient?
No, so remember how we doubled these guys at one point? And it doesn't have to be the same voicings. I mean, if you want to just kind of do something textural following those with that.
Now, the first two voicings share a G and an A.
Right. And a D.
And a D. And then they carry over to continue with an A D down. So there's an A basically through, or a G through most of the voicings.
Yeah. And for the first for the first page there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much activity you want. I was thinking about putting a G to an A in
let's do
each chord.
Yeah, exactly.
Which register?
Middle. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to need a little more volume for me.
Okay, could you play a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, hurt me. That's great. Thanks.
Is that better?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, and just to clarify, this is another take on the string double.
Sure.
String double.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go, 4 clicks.
I mean, it's cool. Like a...
Yeah, interesting little added texture.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, Allison, do we want to basically just get an array of things from Tronso, whether they're in the context of the track or not? So you could just like show us stuff that you want people to be hip to.
So obviously, the first thing is, for example, the difference between fingers and pick. And you can take me down just a touch, or do I have control over that? Maybe I don't.
I brought you down.
There you go. So the pick is adding some brightness, some high harmonics on all the notes. Plus with the pick, so I would like all my guitar players to do both. You can control things like, when we wanted those chords. So, you take an ordinary line. Right? The other thing is, with fingers, for example, the melody, right? And then watch. So using open strings and fretted notes, you can achieve this harp sound, sort of, if we wanted that kind of effect. And that's a finger-style thing largely, or what they call a hybrid thing. A lot of players know how to do a hybrid version. It's like finger picking with a flat pick in one hand. That's one thing. And the other is also this idea of using open strings with fretted notes. So it allows you to get all these chords that are clustery.
Right.
They're very hard to play on guitar.
Those open strings.
Yep. You can use harmonics. As well. So I train all my guitar players to work with the harmonics at the 12th, 7th, and 5th fret, so that's just like that.
Like how much speed is realistic of moving through those?
If somebody's really comfortable with it, they can play 16th note things, but you're limited to the notes available, unless you do false harmonics, which are 12 frets
up
above, and that's a whole nother technique, which is a little bit. Not everybody's able to get that together really fast.
So choose your keys wisely.
Yeah, choose your keys wisely. As a matter of fact, as much as possible that if you want the possibilities of ringing notes, for example, and harp type sounds, or any kind of thing that has sustained notes, think about if the composer can think about open strings on the guitar. So even with strange things like chromatic things could be like this. So here's a harmonic, B open, and I put a fretted B flat in the middle, and I can even go. And just play.
So strategize.
Yeah, and you can strategize. There's a lot of those beautiful, sometimes strange sounding, sometimes very, simple and beautiful, like this. It's got two open strings and one harmonic and two fretted, and it's basically this. Rung.
Cool.
So that's one thing, another technique. The other is, obviously, if you take any chord and you reduce it to a double stop, then you have all these beautiful, types of sounds. So we like to think about the availability of using double stops. Okay. Yeah. Most of my people, I train them to do a little bit of slide stuff. Mm-hmm. So you have slide, at least for single notes. And I get them usually involved in some craziness. then you have the availability of some things.
Awesome.
So there's and these are all textural things. They can be applied to any melody, pretty much anything that's written for guitar. That's can be played with fingers, can be played with slide. And then there's some of the other effects. If you wanted percussive, gamelan type effects, you can get into this stuff. These are corks and stoppers. We were to really kind of treat the guitar and with a different mallet. Oh, I don't like that low open string, so I'm going to do this. So now we have this. And we're going to do it over here so we really get a gong. Don't touch the body of the guitar so that they as a matter of fact, even though we're going to have a little RF issue, I'm going to just do this on the electric for a second just to show you the possibilities. Could I ask you just to set that on its back anywhere out of the way of feet? Thanks. So we're going to have a little RF stuff. But let's do this again, only now you'll get the full effect of what these can do if this was warranted in a track. So we'll take the distortion, down a little bit. That'll take some of the RF out. A little delay on there. Top one has this. If we really want to get into some percussive stuff, we can create drum-like things. And so this is not that complicated actually. It's a clip, the 12th fret.
Yeah, and then what I'm thinking about is not only is this really cool in the room, but after the fact, so much can be done with it.
And that's what happens a lot of the time. Yeah. Show you one more thing. Alligator clips, $1.29, poor man's ring modulator. So they're just, there's just harmonics available. So you can play chords with it. They're detuned completely.
Right. That's what I was
so
about.
It's not a pitched thing.
Yeah.
Those are some things. So one of the, when we use the key ring, that gives you the chance to create a, So these various preparations just treat the string so that you can, create some effects that are a little unpredictable.
Right.
And that nice chance element can really lead to some brilliant sounding things once it gets printed.
Yeah, and then we can go to town on it later. Yeah. And so another issue would be alternate tunings, another possibility.
It could be, yeah. And actually, pretty much everybody can do a drop D in the low, so it puts an octave on the bottom. gives you, certain effects are possible if somebody wants to write in that. A lot of times with full open tunings, they become problematic,
right?
Because it just rewires the fretboard. So then to switch, for example, to be able to read through a chordal part, even dyads, it would be.
It's a real brain teaser.
Yeah, you'd want to have dedicated guitar, or you'd have to allow time in the session to group all your parts, just like doing film shots. You have to do them all from this angle, then the other. But
so maybe we'll limit ourselves to drop D.
At the most, I would say that would be probably the easiest for what we have to do, particularly given the time constraints. When you have slightly less time constraints, it's doable. But I think a lot of people, unless somebody wrote something that was very specific for a particular tuning, but then it's really hard to read in that tuning if you haven't lived in that tuning, because basically you've scrambled on the
different
notes.
Instrument.
So if they were to want that, it's possible they could do it in tablature, which I can't believe I just said. I don't like tablature, but what tablature does is it just maps out where you place it on the fretboard.
Okay. Yeah.
And given in advance, it could be possible. Okay. But I think for our project, we want to limit that. I've never seen anything like that, by the way, professionally.
Right.
So,
cool.
Okay.
Great. Anything else we want to make sure we cover here? I can't hear Allison.
All that. So what the options are electronically, or different guitars.
So before we start with the computer side, let me just talk about the guitar side.
Yeah.
So everybody will have a electric guitar that gets a variety of possible sounds, like a multi-pickup instrument, and then we're requesting that they have a volume pedal available. Yeah, you can bring us down the headphones a little bit. So the volume pedal allows for swells. Right. You take the attack away. A wah-wah pedal, of course, some kind of distortion pedal, and a user-friendly delay pedal of some kind.
Right.
That's adjustable. But obviously any time delays are going to want to be done through the computer.
Exactly.
And I have a really multi-parameter reverb. They're making these reverbs now where they're in a pedal form. They're basically what was a rack. It's got 50 reverbs in one.
Wow.
They're
Can you
programmable.
demonstrate that for us?
For example, the setting I have this on is just a nice long kind of cathedral sounds called Royal. Here's a plate reverb. I'm going to go back to the acoustic for the RF,
okay, cool.
if that's okay. So plate reverb. I can adjust the decay. Here's a spring. Here's a room. So we'll go back to a plate. We'll take the decay down. There we go. Now we're good. Heard this sound before. It's like that Tom Waitian. Right? Cool. Real short. And there's mod settings. Previously, what would have been in a mod pedal or a delay is now available because they're all functions of the same thing.
Right.
And then just amp settings for me, I want a clean, simple amp with a nice range. These are great to use. The Fender DeVilles, because they're kind of clean. They're sort of dark.
Okay.
You can always brighten them up.
Cool.
But a lot of amps that are too bright and you can't get that fullness or darken it down.
Right.
Causes problems later. So we have, your standard. Okay, and then we have available to them whatever their electric guitar is will be one possibility.
Right.
And then we have available through the guitar department a wonderful nylon string electric, which I haven't plugged in yet. So this is going to be a new experience for us all.
Right, a new sonic world.
A new sonic world. Let's see if it actually does what it's supposed to do. And I haven't really worked with it much, but we have it available. It's very high gain. Listen to that. Okay, and this is, there's also a few different electric guitars of different kinds available. Took it and put it in my tuning. Now I'm in actually a tuning called universal tuning,
Okay.
which is standard with a high D.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it gives me a completely different range of intervals.
Right.
So that between the slide and
We
fingers.
were in your office. I was like,
Yeah.
that wasn't it. That was a
Yeah,
D.
it wasn't standard. Yeah, exactly. So, and it just allows me to bridge between those two effects.
cool.
But we have this guitar available, the steel string. I think there's a Telecaster or whatever.
Okay.
If people want a specific, they have to notify in advance.
Okay.
Because they have to be signed out and brought over,
Got it.
probably by someone other than the player, so that we just have access to them.
Got it.
Okay, but the players will bring all their own pedals,
Right.
and that's the guitar side.
Okay.
Great. I think that's all we need, unless there's other stuff you want to do.
Set. Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
so much. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Great.
Likewise. Nice job.
Okay.